Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where I solve Leetcode's problem of the day with you all. Before proceeding to the video, let me tell you about myself. I'm a guardian at Leetcode and I've solved more than 1000 ASA problems. So, why would you prefer to watch my channel? Is that because I have been through this phase, okay, and I could definitely help you with understanding the problems with the best and easiest possible way, right? So let's start solving today's question without wasting any time. So today's question number is 1290. It's an easy level question. I think we are solving an easy level question after a long time. And there's a reason to do this. It was because that it was of a linked list question. So I wanted to solve this with you all because this particular data structure that's linked list is very important from interview point of views and everything. So I made sure that all those beginners who are connected with me could definitely get understand the basic of this particular data structure that's linked list. Okay, so you have to convert the binary number in a linked list to integer. So before proceeding to the question, let me tell you that how does a linked list look like. Okay, so linked list is basically made up of list nodes. Okay, so it's like a chain of values, okay, in which the values are contained in these circles in this chain, okay, like this is the value, okay. So this is going to be the value in which what actually happens that when you are at a particular node, okay, so you only know about this particular node, number one, the current node, okay, list node. And the second one is, and the second one is your next node, okay? Because here we have the arrow. So since we have the arrow here, so this actually points towards its next node, right? So whenever we have to tackle any question that's of linked list, so we just have only two knowledge over it, two informations about it. One is that of current node and the second is that of the next node. Okay. So that's what helps us to um, tackle these questions. Okay. And this particular node is actually our list node. Okay. This is the one. So here you cannot directly find out the size of this linked list, that how long this list would be. So that's why what we do is we use, just a minute, is we use while loop for this. Okay. Here we use while loop in which we continuously check that whether the current node, it's most of the time the current node, or most for the safer side we check that if the next node which we have, right, the next node should not become equal to null. Okay, because as soon as it becomes equal to null, the next node becomes equal to null, that means your current node is at the last node. So for instance, that if you have to find out the size of this particular list, linked list, that to calculate that how many nodes are actually there in the list, linked list. So what you do is you simply use this while loop and check whether your current node, sorry, whether your current node is not equal to nil. So what happens with this, that until this particular condition is false, your node is actually counted. Like if I try to dry run this, it will simply check your if your current node is here. Okay, so this is not equal to null, so your size will increment by 1. Next time also it's not equal to 1, so it will again increment by 1. Then again, and then the next time it will be here, it will simply be seeing that your current node is actually equal to null. So this while loop will simply terminate, and you will get your size as 4, right? So that's what we actually do. That's kind of the main operation that we perform. Okay. And in linked list, basically only the head is given to us, the head which actually points towards the first node of the linked list. Okay. And that's how we actually proceed. So let's read now today's question. So we'll get a better understanding to it. Also, this is the definition of a linked list. Basically, here the constructor for the list node, here the class of list node has been created, in which you have your current value, and then you have the list node, that's your next node it's pointing out, and then you have an empty constructor for that same class. Okay, and then you have one more constructor with value when you have just the current value. Okay, and then there's also another constructor in which you have your current value and the list node, right? And both the values have been defined. So, given head, which is a reference node to a singly linked list, the value of each node in the linked list is either 0 or 1. The linked list holds the binary representation of the number, and we have to now return the decimal value of the number in the linked list. Okay, so the most significant bit is at the head of the linked list. Okay, that's what we have to do. That, for example, here 101 is given. So I hope we understand that how the conversion between a binary number to decimal number works out. Okay, if you don't know, no worries, I'll explain you. See, if you have 101, which is like given in the question, no worries. So this is in your binary form, and we have to find out the a number equivalent to this in decimal form, right? So what we are actually supposed to do is, this is very simple, that when you have to convert any number, any base to decimal base, right? We simply divide that particular number. Okay, actually, sorry, it's my mistake. We don't divide it. We simply multiply it by place. What I'm trying to say is that here, if you have 101, okay, so what you do is you consider this, you just follow some indexing rules. That's here you consider 0, okay, here 1, and here 2. Okay, and then whatever the base that's given to you in the question, like here it's 2 is given, which has to be converted to 10. You simply multiply it here like this. That's 2, what you do? That 2 to the power of 2. Okay, wherever it's 1, okay, you multiply that into 1. Okay, next up what you have is 2 to the power of 1 into 0, and then you have 2 to the power of 0 into 1 again. Okay, that's what simply we do. So what we get as an output is 2 to the power 2, that's 4, into 1 is again 4, plus 2 to the power of 1, that's true. Okay, but into 0, so it's 0, plus 2 to the power of 0, that's 1, and into 1. Okay, so this is what we get. And this basically is the binary equivalent of 101, okay, in decimal number system, right? So I hope you must have understood that what we are trying to do is we will simply we just simply have to multiply it with the position of this, okay? Whatever the number you have, you simply need to start indexing like from the rightmost bit, okay, from 0 till n, whatever the number it will go, and then whatever value you get for indexing, you take the power of it, and the number which we get at that position simultaneously, we just multiply it with that indexing, okay? That's what simply that has to be done, okay? So if in this question you are asked the same thing we'll do, we'll have a variable in which we'll store it, okay, and we will just multiply it. So that's what we need to do. There's a basic thing. So let's try coding this. So since the head of this question is given, what we need to do is we need to store this particular value of head in another variable. Let's consider it as temp, which will store my head. Okay. Why am I storing it into a different variable? So that the head remains at its position and its value is not replaced. Okay. And then we need to have a value, okay, a variable which will store my decimal equivalent, right? And now, as I said, I'll simply check my if my current that's temp doesn't become equal to null. Okay. Why have I stored this head into a different variable? Because I have to traverse it throughout the whole linked list. Okay. So simply, if I'll perform this operation on head, I might not get the right answer because what will actually happen? The head will keep on shifting like here, then here, right? So this will misplace my or distort my linked list, which I don't want. So that's why I'm storing this into a different variable so that my original linked list remains safe. Okay. So I've taken this temp should not be equal to null, and now simply your decimal number I'll just multiply it with 2. That's what I did. And I'll add my current value. Okay. Like first it was 1. Okay. So what will happen? Your current number is 0. So 0 into 2 plus 1 would be 1. Okay. Now your decimal number is 1. Next up it's 0. Okay. So it will be 1 into 2 plus 1. Right? So it will now be 3. And now next time it will be your, wait, think, uh, I'm making some mistake or what? It should actually be decimal number into 2. 1 minute. Yeah, that's correct. I just got a little confused here. So that's what we do, that we are taking the power, right? The because we have taken this as 0, right? So it has been started from 0 only. That's what I told you. And then we will simply add our current temp into it. Okay. And then after adding it, we would want our temp, that's this node, to proceed to its next node, right? So what we'll do, we'll make this as temp is equal to temp dot next, right? And now what you will do, you will just simply return your decimal number. Okay. Mm-hmm. It should actually be temp.val. Because this temp is actually in the form of this list node, right? So we actually take, I hope you understand that here this dot val is given, right? So val is actually the value of the list node, the value which is stored in the list node. You cannot directly add list node to any other data type, right? So you need to take it, convert it into a value. And this is accepted. Let's submit this. And this is accepted. So it was an easy question, but for those who are beginners and are, and have just started, so for them, this is like an important question because list node is a very important data structures from interview point of views. So you should definitely have the basic ideas of all these things. Yeah. So, okay, we'll meet tomorrow with another question. तब तक के लिए बाय बाय।